We have a 12 inches. It's a low power. We have already diagnosed it. So what we found basically was the DC jack. There was a short on PPDCIN line through the DC jack. The DC jack was burnt. So we basically we asked that this DC jack be replaced. So we sent it back the device because we found a short through which was present through the DC jack. When the DC jack is disconnected, the short will be gone. So we found that the DC jack basically was damaged. So we sent the device back, asking them to install a new DC jack. They did that, but they said the device still does not power on. So we had to again we now had to take the board out and see what the issue is. So what we have found, um, the DC jack, the damage to the DC jack also affected. I'm just gonna so the board view. It's move this a bit. This is a 12 inches 2016-2017, and the board view is 80-00244. That's the board view. So the DC jack affected the USB-C X1 CC1 line and the 61 and the 62 line, basically. So what we are having now is we have a short on that line, and that short. Let's see, it's measured. So you see, we have a short on that line, on both lines. So on both the C11 and CC1, CC2 both lines, we have a short there. And if we see only this cap here, so only this and this are present on the board. This D696, D9700 and D96 auto isn't present, just this and that. And because the lines are generally connected to this cap here, our CD3215 and the connector, and now obviously the connector is no longer connected to the board, and also the connector that was the DC jack that was affected has been removed. So the only thing, and if we flip to the other side of the board, we don't see it connected to anything except our U3100, which in this case is going to be our USB-C port controller. So which basically means that we are having issue with our CD3215. So what happens is basically in this. So let's see our fuse also. Do we have a short? You see, we don't have a short on our fuse. So when you connect our DC jack, we get 0 volt on inputs. We don't have anything coming out from our charger. Just show you guys that. So with our charger connected, we get 0 volt on our PPDCIN. So you guys can see we have 0 volt on our PPDCIN. So what we want to do is we want to replace the CD32, because that seemed to be the, I mean, other than that, we cannot blame the connector, which is J9600. The one thing that we can really blame is going to be the CD32. So let's take that out and see if we still have a short. While I'm working in this area, I try to reduce the heat so that I don't burn the connector that is on the side of it, which is J6750, and also the DC in connector as well. So I try to reduce the amount of heat. Okay, our CD3215 it's out. The next thing we want to see is let's see if we still have a short on the board. And before that, let's just try to just Okay, let's switch back to continuity mode and see if we still have a short on that line. And our short is gone. So definitely the CD32 was affected at the same time. I mean the short that came through from the DC jack also affected the CD3215. So now we need to replace that. Let's grab another one. Okay, we have to also be aware of the orientation. So sometimes when the revision of the CDs are not, sometimes you get uh, especially on the 12 inches, uh, we will sometimes find a non-compatible CD32 15 with the 12 inches. So when it's not compatible, what will happen is we'll get 5 volt but not 20 volt. So uh, let's just hope this works. Mm, let's look at So let's see if we have a short on that line before we connect power to it. Okay, we our CD it's gradient. Let's take that out and go over the process again. See, that's why it's important before you connect a power. Make sure you check for short before you connect power to it. Okay. Okay, so let's try again. And while you're doing this, be aware of its orientation. It definitely does have orientation. Pin 1 has to go on direction of pin 1 has to be uh, have to be kept in mind. So usually, chip manufacturers. So the good thing with what Paul Daniels did with the Flexboard View is you have the red to indicate pin 1. Now with chip manufacturers, what they will do is they'll put a small dot on the side of on one of the four sides of the chip to basically to signifies where the pin 1 is. So say for example, if you look at this chip Q3033, the red one signifies it's pin 1. Now, this actual chip, the chip manufacturers usually will put an indication here, like a small dot on this side of the chip, just like what we have here. Let's see if you guys can see that. So if you see this, and are you able to see that? A small dot. Yeah, so that is the pin 1. That direction, that is the pin 1, the direction of pin 1. So what that will mean, for example, it's now enough also replace that to replace that when the board is positioned like this. So this has to be turned like this so that it fits like this basically. You understand? So yeah, that's what pin 1 is. Okay, let's check to see if we have a shot again. Okay, we no longer have a shot there. Sure. Okay, we don't have a short. So now let's see what we have on our PPDCIN. So we are hoping that we will get 20 volt. So 20 volt on our PPDCIN means our CD it's fine. But if we get 5 volt, then yeah, we have to look into our CD 3215. So let's see what we get, 5 volt or 20 volt. So we can check at the fuse here. This the fuse F3050. So again, which is going to be this guy here. So let's see what we have. We have 20 volt or 5 volt. Okay, that is actually 0 volt. Let's see what's happening. Is our charger connected? Charger is not connected. What's happening? Okay, now charger is connected. Let's see. We have 5 volt or 20 volt. Okay, that's strange. Let's flip it on the other side. Yeah, so we have 5 volt and not 20 volt. So, yeah. see.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, let's check the other side of it. 0 volt. Okay, so let's try to reset our CD3315 again. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's try that again. Let's be sure it's properly oriented. Okay, Olga,
It was.
I'm going to let's try to straighten that just a little bit more. Okay, give it time to cool off. Olga, anything?
No,
Maybe
now
something.
they said they needed the controller
Control. Oh, okay, okay, okay,
for
okay.
that PS. So
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
I thought it was.
Oh, okay. You later find screen for that machine.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So give it a bit of time to cool off. Before we connect charger to it, let us see if we have a short. Switch paths. Continue to mode. Okay, so we don't have a short. Let's check again, see if our CD3215 is fine. See, do we have 5 volt or 20 volt? So we're expecting to have 3.3 volt there. So let's see, let's check this from there. We have 3 volt or 0 volt here. Switch to voltage mode. Okay, 3 volt or 0 volt. 3 volt. Okay, let's flip it to the other side because we have CC1 and CC2. So basically more like a two channels to it. Let's see, do we have? Okay, we have. So initially we were having CC1 and then not CC. Kind of like we had only one channel initially, so we had to take the CD and then again redo the parts. And then now we have basically voltages across both. But now what we want to confirm is, do we have 5 volt or 20 volt? So if we have 20 volt, that's fine. But if we have 5 volt, we may just try to get the exact revision of the CD32 that we have here, because with the 12 inches they can be very selective, unlike the previous ones, unlike 13 inches and 15 inches, 2016, 2017 below, and even 2018. Especially with the 12 inches, they are very selective of the CD3215 revision that work with them. So let's see if we have 20 volt or 5 volt. Let's see, what do we have? Okay, that's good. We have 20 volt. So that's a good thing. Yeah, that's 20 beautiful volt. That's good. So we should have a working machine. Now, so what we want to do now is we want to clean that section of the board first, and then test to see if we have a working board. Primarily, that should be fine because initially we're getting 0 volt, and then we decided to get 5 volt after the first installations. Now we have 20 volt, so we should have a working board. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to see if we have Apple logo on our screen. Let's get a screen. Well, define 16 inches of 2019. No,
screen.
no, complete machine. Let's see if we have Apple logo. We hope we do. Okay, that's a beautiful Apple logo. Okay, so yeah, this is good, and yeah, uh, it's job done. So just do a basic summary of what we have to do. So when the device came, it had a damaged DC-in board. The damaged DC-in board also created a short on the board. So what will happen is when the DC board is connected to the board, you will have a short on the board. But when the DC jack is disconnected, there will be no short. So we informed them to basically replace the DC jack. So they took the machine. We didn't do any work on the machine, and they replaced the DC jack. But even after they put in the new DC jack, it still didn't work. So when they brought it back, we checked the section of our voltage in, which is our PPDC in. We were getting 0 volt. Now we for 0 volt, we then had to check our tools USB-C X USB-C underscore. So here we see where it says USB-C underscore XACC1, and then we have another one that says USB-C underscore XACC2. So on this particular DC jack, I'm just going to show you guys. Okay, just doing this. So on this DC jack, you have two faces. You have one face and then the other face. So that's why you have XCC1 and CC2. So sometimes you may find that CC1 is it's basically affected. You still can use one channel. You can use one side of your USB-C, and then other times you will have that. So you have CC1 and CC2 basically. So that tells you because you can so your charger can work either this way, that will be 61, and if you flip it to do this, that will be your CC2. So when we checked, we had shorts on both CC1 and CC2. Now the one way to confirm where that the possible affected section of the board that is shorted, J9600 is the connector. There is no obvious damage on J9600, which is the connector. And then the two caps here are not physically affected. Now, going by the history that we had a burnt DC jack that basically created a short on the board when connected, that helps us to say that helps us to conclude that the only possible effect, the only possible issue would be our U3100, which is the CD3215. Because if you see that line is only here at pin 94, pin 83. The diode there is not on the board. So this diode is not on the board. D69 9600 and D9602 is not on the board. What you have on the board is just C3114 and C3113. So what we had to do was okay, yeah, if this is definitely not either of this cap because of the history. So we only had to replace our U3100. So with this ones, you also have to be careful the revision of the CD3215 that you use. And we were lucky that this one actually worked. So this was not the ones of the B series. This was the ones of the C series. So sometimes you find that if the revisions are not the same, you will have to get the exact CD32 USB-C controller for it to work. But good thing for us, we actually the one that we have here is a CD3215C00 was the revision on this board, and then we just had to grab one from a 2018 13 inches CD32, and then it worked for us. The first time we installed it, the pads it wasn't properly seated, and before we even had to connect our charger, which is something you should always do especially when you're working on uh, components as big as this one. Make sure you check out for a short before you connect your charger, because You don't want to connect your charger and then create more damage. Sometimes you may have a blown part or damaged component just because you introduce power before confirming if you have a short on the line. So what we had to do before we do anything is to confirm that we don't have a short on the line. After we confirmed that the first time we had a short, we removed it. We had to redo the pads underneath, and then we had to do it again. And the second time we checked, and now we have voltages. Not only voltages, because the first time we had 5 volt on one on CC1, but 0 volt on CC2. So that was very indicative that our CD3215 is not properly installed. So we took it out, reinstalled it, adjust the parts, and then for the second time, we now have voltages on both sides. Not just the voltages on both sides, we now have 20 volts on both sides, which means that the device can charge whichever way you turn your charger to. And pretty much that's it. Thank you guys for this one. I will see you guys in the next one.